In 2011, his ambition to become the president of the country was launched with the formation of the Independent People's Party. But a few years after that, he dissolved that very party and then formed a new one called the Liberal Party of Ghana. He has successfully contested in one general election and currently sits on the 5th position of the 2024 election ballot paper. Today on election desk, I sit with the flag bearer of the Liberal Party of Ghana, Mr. Kofi Agbenu Akpaloo. Hello, sir. Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm doing very well, thanks. It's been a while. How's everything going?
Oh, everything is going fine.
We're already in the campaign season now. You look quite tired.
Oh, yes. Because we just came back from home for our manifesto launch.
Okay.
And it was very hectic. So, yeah.
So let's just briefly go back. You set up the IPP, which was the Independent People's Party. Now you are the same, another party, LPG. Why did you do that change?
Actually, we just made a name change. You know, we changed the name from IPP to LPG because people were confused with the word independent. You know, even people who are supposed to know will even refer to us as independent candidates. So we said, okay, we are liberals. We are part of the Liberal International and then African Liberal Network. So why don't we let people know where our agenda is and what we are focusing on? So that brought a change to Liberal Party. Yeah.
Very well. So, Mr. Akpaloo, you contested in the 2020 elections. What key lessons, and you are contesting now in 2024, what key lessons did you pick from that 2020 elections? It's been 4 years now, and you are seeking to vie again.
What I learned from that is that I didn't do well in the last election, and because I didn't campaign on time, I waited to the election year, and when I started, there was this COVID, so I couldn't, you know, because of the lockdown, so I couldn't go out to campaign until October. So that caused me to get few numbers, and then also I was number 8 on the ballot, and then being number 8 on the ballot is not good thing.
You don't think it's a favorable?
No. It's not a favorable position because you realize that the size of the length of the ballot sheet, you know, was longer than the table where we have to place it and then do the casting, you know. So it was to do the tampering. And it was very, very difficult to even tamper on the table or on the decks. So that's another challenge, you know. And then until the person knows where he's going to look for you down there, it's not easy.
So you think it's good to be number 1, number 2, first 3?
Yes, it would be ideal to be number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
But I got number 5, and I'm okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll definitely come to your position, which is number 5. But then we've been in this country for quite some time. We've had a number of elections, but we've had NDC, NPP, usually being the main candidates that usually vie for the presidency. Your party is an independent one. What exactly do you think your party is bringing to the table to sort of break this duopoly of NPP and NDC?
Oh, this election, I'll win the election.
You are very sure?
Yeah, 100%. I'll win it.
How sure are you can win this?
Yeah,
election?
because I've been ordained as president of this country.
You've been ordained?
Yeah.
By who?
By God Almighty. Yeah, because you see, God runs the affairs of men, you know, and then he decides who to be the leader at a point in time. So God spoke to me on the 10th of March 2010. That was why I started this journey.
Oh, so you had a call from God?
Yes, God spoke to me in my dream that Kofi have made you president of Ghana on the 10th of March 2010, 11th of March, 12th of March, and 13th of March 2010, 4 consecutive days. And then that's why I started this journey. And God has been good to me. And this election, I'm winning because everything indicates that what I saw in my dream has come to pass. Okay, so this election, what we are bringing on board is that we want to introduce child benefits.
Okay.
Every child below 18 years will be given 500 cedis every month.
We'll definitely come to some of your policies and
Yeah.
you'll better explain that part. But do you think Ghanaians are ready for a third force? I mean, there have been calls for a third force, because everyone seems to be tired of the NPP and NDC.
Yeah, so that you've answered your question already.
No, I want
Ghanaians are tired already. Ghanaians are looking for somebody to rescue them.
But do you think the structures are in place for a third force?
Oh yes, we have. We are everywhere in this country. That is why when you travel around, you find our posters all over. You see this poster there? Everywhere in Ghana, you find it. And men and women are mending them. So that should tell you that we are on course. I don't know whether you send a reporter to our manifesto lunch at home over the weekend.
I'm not sure about that.
Oh, okay. Because over there you would have noticed that the turnout was fantastic.
It was fantastic.
Because people didn't expect that LPG will have that kind of numbers attending a function like that nature in Ho, because the thing is an NDC stronghold. NDC has no stronghold in voter region anymore.
You think so?
Oh yes. I can tell you, I will beat NDC in voter region.
You are very sure?
100%.
How are you going to do that?
Because I'm the only Voterian in this election. And number five is VOLTA, voter. 5. The first Voterian to be there.
So you think your position as number 5 was an ordained one, like
yes, because that day, do you know what happened?
What happened?
Those who participated in that lottery that day, they all won with my number 5 and number 2, because my candidates, the parliamentary candidates, most of them are going to be number 2 on the ballot. So they decided to cast this lottery, whatever. They staked lottery that day and they won. Go and check. Friday. Single 5, single 2.
So you think it was not a fair process? You think they had to stake some lottery before?
No, they decided to. Because when I picked the number 5, that came into my mind that this number will be a lotto number. Because it's a lucky number. It's a lucky is L-U-C-K-Y, lucky number. And it's magic too. M-A-G-I-C, magic. It's a magic number. And you see here the star over there.
Okay.
That is our logo. It has 5 points, the 5 edges. So this number 5 is a spiritual number. Yeah.
So you're very sure that
we'll break the duopoly. LPG is the party to break the duopoly, and it's BREAK. Everything is 5.
We'll definitely come to some of the policies that you want to outline. I know you have something to do with giving children some benefits, financial benefits here and there, but I just want to go back briefly. I know elections are very expensive in this country. You've had to come up with about 100,000 Ghana cedis for the filing fee. Yeah. How exactly did you come up with this money, and do you have the backing to support you to
100,000 cedis? Yes. 100,000 cedis is a chicken fee.
100,000 cedis is the chicken change for you.
Oh, yes.
But some candidates are complaining that it was too much.
And then they were not ready.
Yeah, sure.
If you can't reach 100,000, then you are not ready to be president.
Wow.
Because going around to campaign in these 16 regions, you know how much it will cost you.
But don't you think that's too expensive?
No. It's too cheap.
Really?
Yes, to become president of Ghana and then to put your name on the ballot.
But
and you are only paying 100,000 cedis. It's too cheap. They should make like 2 million cedis.
Really?
Yes.
How many people can afford 2 million Ghana cedis?
I then think you are not ready to be there.
So okay. So
you see, Ghanaians are complaining. Ghanaians are complaining. They are saying that it's becoming so easy for people to be on the ballot. We want to be president and the rest. So if they make like 5 million cedis,
okay,
5 million cedis, and then they make the parliamentary candidate free.
Do you want to make it difficult for people to buy?
No. For the parliamentary candidate, it should be free.
Okay.
But for the presidency, 5 million. 5 million cedis pay, and then if you get 12.5%, you get your money back.
Don't you think it's more like...
Yeah, it's so that we can have only few people.
Don't you think you are selling it to the highest bidder?
No, we are not selling. We are giving it to people who are serious. So that when you get there, it means you are serious. You want
But
to
at the
do it.
moment, we have 13 people on that.
That's what people are complaining, that you had 39 people who picked the forms, who wanted to contest. And people were complaining that why is that it's now so easy that everybody wants to be president. You understand? So if people are complaining, then we have to look at it and see, okay, what can we do to trim it? To trim it, make it 5 million cities, or at least 2 million cities.
So you believe in at least trimming down the numbers to what, 5?
Maybe if it's going to be 3, that'll be
3?
fine. Yeah, if it's 3, that'll be fine.
I mean, that means you're not going to make the competition open for everyone then.
Then let's make it 50 cities.
Okay, so that means that the average Ghanaian can
Exactly, 50 cities. So they can have, let's say, 1 million people filing.
So, Mr. Akpaloo, you've been campaigning across the country for some time now. Can you outline some 3 key issues as part of your campaign that is going to woo voters to come to the LPG and vote for you come December 7, 2024?
That is the unemployment benefit that we are introducing, child benefit that we are introducing, and also the job fund.
Okay.
We are setting up a job fund to help the young people to get jobs. Okay. So we believe that these 3 should be the magic. I'm
very interested in the job fund, because a lot of our unemployment numbers keeps surging every year. From your point of view, if you can share with us with some numbers, how many jobs are you looking at?
Oh, actually, we intend to create 1 million new entrepreneurs.
Okay.
New entrepreneurs by the end of 2028.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's almost a 10-year, an 8-year plan, right?
Oh no, that's a 4-year.
A 4-year, okay, 2028.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So okay.
So the next election will be 2028.
Okay.
So we want to create at least 1 million new entrepreneurs, and then if you are able to create that number, and they are able to create 3 to 4 jobs averagely, we're talking about 4 million jobs in addition to themselves. So 5 million by 2028.
And you think these jobs will be sustainable?
Exactly.
I'm asking because we've had a lot of policies. We've had the NABCO, all these policies, but they've not been sustainable. So how are you going to sustain these jobs?
Because this one, we're going to support the young people to start their own businesses.
Okay.
So because we believe that the young people have something in them from God, that we as a country, we have to give them the opportunity to make it. When you go to the book of Acts chapter 2 verse 17, or the book of Joel chapter 2 verse 28, it says, in the years ahead, I, God, am going to pour my spirit on all flesh. Your young men and women will see visions. So to my understanding, the young people carry visions, but vision alone is not enough. They need support to bring to fruition your vision. So as a leader of this country, when I become president, I'm going to make provision for the young people to kickstart or to bring out their vision. If we take a person like Bill Gates, he started Microsoft Corporation when he was 18 years. Yeah. If we take Mark Zuckerberg, started Facebook when he was 19. If we take a person like Michael Dell, started their computers when he was 19 years. If we take Apple Corporation.
They started very young.
Those who started Apple Corporation were 2 guys. That's Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Steve Jobs was 21 and Steve Wozniak was 24 years. Even your Gmail that you are using, or Google, the guys who started it, this guy, what is the name? Michael Page.
Larry Page.
Yeah, Michael Page. He started when he was 24. So if you look at all these young people, they started something. But America has been programmed such that they call it a land of opportunities. When you have anything that you want to do, you get the needed support to realize that. So I want to turn Ghana into a land of opportunities, so that any young man out there with fantastic vision will be supported and then bring to fruition what they have.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akpaloo. I'll just take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Right.
I've been speaking with Mr. Kofi Agbenu Akpaloo, and he's the flag bearer of the Liberal Party of Ghana. He's been outlining his vision for the country ahead of the upcoming December 7 elections. We'll be right back. Welcome back from that break on Election Desk. I am Mawuli Ahorlumegah. My guest is still Mr. Kofi Agbenu Akpaloo, and he's the flag bearer of the LPG. Mr. Akpaloo, I've been having a very interesting conversation with you. I'm very interested in one of your policies, which is the child benefits. Can you explain that for us?
Yeah, what we intend to do is that every child below 18 years will be given 500 cedis every month.
Okay.
The idea is that when you pump money into the system, you are stimulating the economy to generate demand activities. So, assuming you have 4 kids, and we give you 500 cedis per child, it's 2,000 cedis. Yeah, when you get a 2,000 cedis, I don't think you put them in a bus. You definitely go and spend it. So when you spend it, and we have an organized system, you're going to get the monies back from you. How are you going to do that? Anything that you purchase with that money, it will attract VAT. The VAT will come to the state. Okay? Now, the monies will be circulating in the economy. And when anytime you put, let's say, 1 cedi in the economy, it has to revolve 27 times. Okay? Because the money will be moving in circles from here to here to there and to there and to there 27 times before the money goes back. So every step that the money is moving, it will be attracting VAT, and then it will be coming back to the state. If your business is doing well now, you have confidence to employ more people to help you. Because when you pump money, it's going to help your small businesses to do well. And so when you employ more hands, you pay them at the end of the day. And when you pay them, you are going to deduct SNET contribution from them. You are going to deduct PAYE, pay as you earn, that's the income tax. And this goes to the state again. The little money left, that is the net pay, when they buy goods and services with that money, it will also attract VAT. So you see, the monies, more of the monies will be coming back to the state. And the businesses, when they do well, they will also pay corporation tax or income tax. It will also come back to the state. So support the small businesses to grow, become bigger businesses, and then they will pay back to the state in that format. And when you are able to do such a thing, you realize that the economy, everybody will be happy one way or the other. And those who have the brains to create products and create services will also be doing that. It will even help your company because you'll be doing a lot of adverts. Now, businesses, when they know where people will buy their products, they will have the confidence to advertise their services and their products because they know that there's money in the system. You know, so I've lived in UK, I've lived in US, I've lived in Republic of Ireland. My staying there, I did not go there to look for money. I went there to go and learn how those people have been able to reach where they are, and we are behind. So I've learned their system, and I've learned so much that when I'm given opportunity to serve this country, I'll be able to transform Ghana and turn Ghana around.
Speaking of experiences, we currently have a major experience all in front of all of us, which is the galamsey issue. It's become topical across all media platforms, social media. Everyone is talking about galamsey. Should you be given the nod on December 7th as the president of the country, how will your government tackle galamsey?
Oh, galamsey is not a big problem.
You are sure it's not a big
problem?
You know, it is currently a big problem.
Yeah, you see, it's something that can be managed easily.
You are sure of this? But the president said the current president said he put his presidency on the line.
I don't need to put my presidency in.
And he lost some votes in parliament because of that menace.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's as easy as you're making it sound to be.
It's not difficult to.
You're very sure of this?
Oh yeah. When I become president, all our water bodies will be clean.
How are you going to do that?
And then you are still going to mine. Because you're going to do responsible mining.
Mr. Akpaloo, please, let's pause. You said you would make sure that the water bodies are clean. And you will still mine.
Yes.
That's still going back to the problem again.
No.
So how are you going to tackle it?
Yeah, to do it, what we'll do is that we are going to, from Minerals Commission source, we have over 3 million galamseyers. So when I become president, these 3 million galamseyers, I'm going to bring them together.
Okay.
And then help them to open 3 or 4 or 5 companies. And these 4 or 5 companies, they are going to be the shareholders of that company.
Okay. So you're going to bring them under one umbrella, right?
Yes. So they will all put their resources together to form that company. Now, assuming each person will be able to contribute an average of say $1,000 to buy shares in that new company, and you have 3 million of them, we're talking about $3 billion.
Okay.
And no company like Anglo Gold, Newmont, or whatever has brought that kind of money to this country. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll ask them to put their resources together, and those small scale mining companies, them too, I'm going to ask them to put their resources together, consolidate them, and form a company owned by them. And then they appoint their own directors and managers and whatever to do the work for them. So when they are able to do that, we're going to make sure we get value for money. Now, they will be operating like the Anglo Gold, the Newmont, and the rest. And if Newmont is doing good mining, these new companies are also going to do the same. Okay? And now they're going to get more than they are doing now. They are going to use little equipment.
Okay.
Unlike currently everybody has excavator here and there. So they're going to have more working capital.
Okay.
Instead of putting all their money into fixed assets.
Okay.
So in this direction, our people are going to mine responsibly, and then whatever they get, government can now decide to buy from them and buy them in cities. Okay? Now, eventually, we're not going to phase out all these foreign ownership, foreign companies, and the ownership will come to Ghana.
But don't you think you need the foreign companies as well, because they bring in
if they stay,
foreign revenue to your economy?
They don't bring any anything to us. They take everything away. So, but if you are able to get your people to do the mining across, everything that they do, you take it from them. You pay them in cities, and then you will have time to add value to them, and then sell and make the money. So that's why you can get enough foreign currencies or whatever.
Mr. Akpaloo, I just want to know, how exactly are you going to tackle the environmental destruction that galamsey is doing, particularly to the water bodies and even the health? Because there's a looming health crisis. It's likely we may not even be getting water to drink in the next couple of years. Ghana Water Company has already issued a warning and all of that. How are you going to ensure that the river bodies that we have in the country are back to where they used to be?
If your money is working for you, you'll stay home and your money will be working for you. Are you okay? Now, you contributed to own shares in this new company. So that company has the resources and they are doing responsible mining. So they can be sued for land degradation. They can be sued for environmental pollution and whatever.
So you will go the enforcement route.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now there won't be any galamseys around because all the galamseys are now shareholders in this new company. So what are you doing there yourself? If you are a small scale mine, you say no. Come together, form one big company, put your resources there. So we have only about 10 or 12 mining companies in this country. There won't be any galamsey anywhere.
So you would reduce the number?
Yeah, because
once they come under the umbrella that you explained to me.
So they become a company.
Okay.
And then your monies are working for you. If you take Newmont, who are the owners of Newmont? Do you know them?
Some South Africans. I
mean,
it's a collection of
so many
people. Yes.
Who have put their resources together, and then the money is working for them.
Yeah.
So why don't we also put resources together, and then let the money work for us? So, but here we believe that small scale, go and do here, go and do there, go and do there, go and do there, and then everybody is doing everything. No, all of you come together, form one company, and let the company do it.
Okay.
So your money is working in there, you can relax, you can sleep, and every month or every 6 months you get returns from your investment.
Okay. Mr. Akpaloo, let's just stay on the money a bit. You made mention of one of your policies, which is the child policy. We are currently under an IMF program. Majority of our funds is coming from the IMF to sustain the economy. Where are you going to get this money from to do the galamsey thing, to do the child policy thing, to do the job fund thing, all of these things under an IMF program? How are you going to, where are you going to get the money from?
Okay, from the IMF. Have you ever received CDs from IMF before?
No, so they send us dollars, and then the Bank of Ghana gives us the government the cedis.
Okay, so do we need to get IMF to give us dollars before we get cedis? We don't need it. So, you see, my understanding of running an economy is that you have to use your own currency to run the economy.
Okay.
You don't need to depend on anybody's currency. If you depend on somebody's currency, you'll become a taker. And then the giver will always be Lord over the taker. Okay? So we need to refrain. We need to liberate ourselves from that dependency. Let's start thinking of doing things for ourselves. So we are going to use cities to run this economy. If I'm giving you 500 cities, it's not $500. 500 cities, and the 500 cities is sitting at Bank of Ghana. Have you ever seen dollars in the market before?
No, it's usually the
You do know every year we buy cocoa in this country, and then we go and borrow money to buy the cocoa, syndicated loan. When I become president, we will cancel that. We will abolish that.
You abolish the cocoa syndicated.
Yes, it's not necessary.
But Cocoa Board now says they are doing a self-finance.
Exactly, because they listen to me.
Oh, so you give them an
Exactly.
advice.
Exactly.
Really?
I'll be saying it.
We can verify this with Cocoa Board.
You can go to, maybe they will not admit it, but if you go to at Asempa FM, I've been saying this.
That they should self-finance.
Exactly, because I said it several times that when I become president, I'm not going to borrow money to buy cocoa. Because have you ever heard that maybe or seen that a cocoa farmer in Ghana was paid with dollars before?
No, it's usually in cedis.
In cedis. So where were the cedis sitting that they went to borrow dollars to come and buy the cocoa? It means you had the cedis here, so why should you go and buy, borrow and pay transaction fees and pay interest on that? I mean, I don't want to use some word, completed words, but let me tell you, it doesn't make sense. Last time, Cocoa Board went to borrow $800 million.
Yeah.
They gave them 2 tranches. The first one, 600. Do you know how much came to Ghana? 541 million. So $59 million went to transaction fees. That $59 million could have built us a factory to employ some of our young people. So check 32 years from 1992 up to date that we've been borrowing money every year to buy cocoa. If we are losing 15 million for that number of years, 32 years, we wasted money. Okay, so when I become president, we are not going to do that. Instead of borrowing to spend that money on transaction fees and whatever, we use that money to build a factory. So after 4 years, at least I'll be able to save that money to build 4 factories in Ghana here. So I'm going to use our cities to run our economy. We're not going to depend on dollar. That is why I keep on saying that when I become president, we're not going to import rice. I'm going to ban importation of poultry. Nobody will bring poultry to this country after 6 months in government. Because we're going to support our farmers with money to start producing poultry. Because we are eating poultry here. Okay.
And do you have an avenue to support the private sector in some of the policies that you've outlined?
Yes, it's on our plan.
Okay.
That at least we identify 10 poultry farmers who are serious and we give them $50 million equivalent each. Okay. And then let them produce the poultry. Okay. So that instead of you going to import from Turkey or Brazil or maybe Netherlands, it will take you about 5 months to get your goods in. So why don't you give the money to the aqua farms to produce the same quantity for you? If you can wait for 5 months to get your goods in, what stops you from giving the aqua farms that quantum of money to produce that volume of poultry for you? What about in food farms, Mankwazi and all this? So my government, we're going to support our locals to make them big companies. You know, our problem here in Ghana is that we have accepted that we can't do anything. Everything only a white person can do. It's not true. That is why I said to you that I've learned a lot, and I believe that when I'm given the opportunity to serve this country, there's so many things that we are going to do by ourselves without importing. Because the more you keep importing, you are helping creating jobs elsewhere at the expense of your people. And then you always need dollars to import them. You are not generating enough dollars. So where would the excess come from? You have to pay in high cost. You see, when Kofi was living, the dollar was 1 cedi. To the dollar was 1 cedi.
Yeah.
When Mahama was living, it was 4 cedis. Now it's 16 cedis. So you see, but when Kofi came, it was 33 pesos. Huh? It was 33 pesos.
By the time we hadn't done the redenomination at the time.
Yeah. So it was 33 pesos. So by the time it was 33,000. If you let me say. So you see, from that time to the money jumped like that. So it means it will keep on going. Now, if you listen to the major parties, they are all promising that when they come, they're going to reduce cost of import, duty on import. But what are they telling you? They are going to continue with the problem. Okay? Because the more you import, the more dollars you will need. And you are not generating enough dollars in this country.
Yeah. And the production levels are also not.
Exactly. So in the long run, we are going to suffer. So I can promise you, if you vote for any of the major parties, okay, you are going to end up buying a dollar at 50 cedis.
Very interesting.
Oh yes.
50 cedis
oh, yes.
to $1.
Oh yes. So when you vote for Kofi Akpaloo, it will be 5 cedis to the dollar.
Really? So you send it back?
Oh yes. I'm even looking that by the time I hit 8 years, 2 terms, it should be 1 cedi to the dollar.
Interesting.
Yeah, because we are going to generate everything here. This is your clothing, my clothing. We're going to support people to produce more cotton. Okay? More silk. So why are you going to import them? The leather, you're going to help people to produce a whole lot here. So we don't need to import. Because when you depend too much on importation, you end up miserable.
Yeah.
So I want you to be happy that the amount of money that your employer is paying you, you'll be happy to live on. Because now if they pay you, say, 100,000 a month, 100,000, when you convert them to cedis, to dollars is what? $6,300 or $7,000. Okay. And then what about if I manage to bring the dollar to 111? It's going to give you 100,000. It's $100,000.
I don't think that's possible.
It's possible.
I don't think that's possible.
It's more than the word possible. No, don't. You see, our problem is that we have conscientized us to believe that we can't do anything. It's not true.
It would take a lot for us to move it back to 1 cedi
we
or
can.
4 cedis.
We can. If we decide to do the right thing here in Ghana, we can.
Okay.
Or let's add value to what we produce. Why should we give our bauxite to foreigners? Why should we give our gold to foreigners? Why should we give our oil to foreigners? How are you going to make money? So collectively, if you are able to bring 1 million Ghanaians together and you ask them that, Charlie, everybody bring $1,000, you get $1 billion. And when you get $1 billion, you can invest in the oil production. Whatever comes is for you. Then other people will start thinking, okay, why don't you also come together? Another 1 million people will say, okay, we put $500 together, get $500 million. Let's add value to the oil that we are producing. Okay? Somebody is sitting somewhere and said, okay, what about the Ghanaians in Germany? Why don't we bring them together? Let them own our bauxite minerals. And then we give it to them. They will mine it. And then another set of people from UK, they said, okay, we are also 1 million people. We can bring 1 billion pounds. We also add value we set up a refinery. And we add value to the bauxite that they produce. Another set of was, okay, now let's feed VACO with that. VACO, people say, okay, VACO is too small. Let's put more money in there so that VACO will be revamped. VACO produce aluminium. What do we use aluminium for? Aluminium for aluminium can and all those kind of trays and whatever. Even car parts, aircraft parts and whatever we use aluminium for, we can start producing them here. All that you have to do is to build extrusion plant so that the extrusion plant will produce the shape and then the sizes of whatever you want. Okay. Engine blocks, everything. We can produce them here. You see, we have to change our thinking. We are We love people with doctor degrees and whatever. You know, I don't believe in those things. I believe in people who can actually do something with their hands. Okay, it's not about your qualification. It's about what you can do with your brain. You know, and then we should also believe in ourselves that we as Ghanaians, we can do it. It's not only a white man who can do it.
Okay. Mr. Akpaloo, now let's move to a very critical sector of the economy, education and healthcare. How does your government plan to tackle these two very important sectors for every growing economy?
Okay, if you take education, for instance, we are going to merge the JHS and the SHS to become one college, one stream, so that wherever you are doing your JHS, that's why you do the SS. It will continue.
Okay.
So you are not moving from your current JHS to another location.
So you adopt a continuity model.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you finish there. So there will be JHS 1, JHS 2, JHS 3, 4, 5, 6, the same place. Okay, you finish it. But when you get to JHS 3, you do your BEC to get your junior certificate. And then when you finish, you do the higher school certificate or the living certification. And we're going to make education free from basic to tertiary. It's going to be free for every Ghanaian.
Where are you going to get the money to fund that?
The money is in the head.
In your head?
Yeah. Money is here. Money is not sitting anywhere.
Okay.
Don't let anybody deceive you. The money is held somewhere.
Mr. Akpaloo, but you need the money to invest before you put in the structures and the infrastructure, the classrooms, the tablets, the books, the pens, the teachers, and all of that. It all takes money.
But you can borrow them. All these things that you're talking about.
So you borrow money to
there's nothing
put
wrong.
Into these sectors.
There's nothing wrong when you borrow to invest.
Mr. Akpaloo, but our debt stock is not the best.
Yeah, but if you don't borrow to invest, how do you pay the debt? Okay? But when you borrow and you spend, you don't get any returns. But when you borrow and you invest, the investment will will pay back the loan. Okay? When I borrow money to invest in you, what you are doing today, you're going to do 10 times.
What about the healthcare sector?
We are going to build 10 state-of-the-art ultramodern hospitals.
You build more hospitals?
Yeah, 10 states.
We already have Agenda 111.
No. That's for the districts.
Okay.
Even the district, they are not enough. Because there are some districts that are so wide that people are living in various locations that they can't travel from that distance to where the hospital is. Okay, the hospitals should be closer to us.
So you would adopt borrowing to build these new hospitals?
I don't have a problem borrowing money to build quality hospital for our people, so that it will attract people from anywhere in the world to come here and then attend their medical treatment, and then you'll pay money. Okay. If I borrow money to build the best university in the world here in Ghana, you know how many people will be coming here to pay money to study here? If I build the best hospital in the world here, do you know what will happen? People will travel all the way from anywhere to come and then attend their medical treatment. So the thing is that you have been conscientized to think that borrowing is bad. Borrowing can never be bad, but it only gets wrong when you borrow and you spend. But when you borrow and we invest, the investment will give you returns.
Okay, so Mr. Akpaloo, corruption is a menace in this country.
Yeah.
How will your government tackle corruption when you take office?
We will reduce it, but we cannot eradicate
reduce it.
But we cannot eradicate it.
How are you going to reduce it?
Yeah, we're going to make sure the system works. Both proper internal control mechanisms. Okay, make sure everybody file his or her tax return compulsory every year. You file your tax, I'll file my tax. And when you file your tax, you declare your assets and your liabilities. So I cannot steal money and put it in your name. You know, so if you file your tax, you declare your assets, I declare my assets. So it will not be only politicians declaring their assets. Okay, it will be everybody. So no politician can steal money and put it in somebody's name. Are you okay? Because you have, let's say, 10,000 now, and then the next year you file your tax and your asset has jumped to 20,000, 100% increment. We need to find out how you came by that. You understand? So we're going to make sure the system works.
Okay.
Everybody will have proper address system. So we know where you live, you know where I live. When you move from this address to that address, it should follow you. There should be a trail of everybody moving from one address to that address. Now you cannot just come and then start living in somebody's house without we know you in your background. So everything will be done properly. The system is going to be well organized.
Exactly, we're wrapping up. You picked number 5 on the ballot sheet for this year's presidential election. Is there any divine interpretation? You spoke about God talking to you in 2010 and all of that. Is there any divine interpretation for this number 5 position that you picked for the elections?
Oh, in fact, this election, I'll win the election.
So you are going with the number 5?
Yeah, and I'll win it. Well, I'm the next president of Ghana. Nobody can stop it.
How much? In what percentage? Do you
I
clinch
don't
the
need to.
elections?
I don't know.
You need 50 plus 1.
No, I don't know the percentage that I will get, but I can tell you I'll win the election.
So you strongly believe you have the numbers to go out there and win an election?
No, just a day. Anything can change.
So come January 7, 2025, we'll see you at the Independence Square? January 7, 2025.
Maybe
we'll see you at the Independence Square as president of the country.
Maybe we need to find a bigger space. Because
it's not large enough for you.
Everybody will be so happy to be liberated from the hands of NPP and NDC. So everybody will troop in there. That's why I'm saying that we need to. Because Ghanaians are going to be liberated. I'll win the elections. Okay. Nobody can stop it.
Okay.
No human being on planet Earth can stop it. No evil spirit.
Yeah. Akpaloo, thank you so much. It was very interesting having a conversation.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Okay. I've been speaking with the flag bearer of the Liberal Party of Ghana, Mr. Kofi Agbenu Akpaloo, and he's been my guest on Election Desk on GhanaWeb TV. Before we go, don't forget to log on to our website, www.ghanaweb.com, for more news stories. I am Mawuli Ahorlumegah. Many thanks for watching.